Hi, welcome to Pep Talks. It's the podcast where we talk about all the wonderful things happening in the Consolidated School District of New Britain. I'm Tony Gasper, I'm the Superintendent of Schools, and today I'm here with a high school student, Isaias Rodriguez Sanchez. Welcome. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you. So why don't you just start off by telling us, in general, how's your experience been at New Britain High School?
Honestly, it's been a long 4 years, but it's been amazing, honestly. There's so many opportunities that I've had here in New Britain High School, and honestly, I'm really lucky because I started off with Miss Marquez. You know, she introduced me to Educators Rising, and through that, I made so many friends. And I went to DC my freshman year, sophomore year, sophomore slump, but it went well, and I found a new group of friends. And during that era, my junior year I was struggling academically as well. I feel like, we're highlighting the students in New Britain who are doing great, but my academics, they don't always reflect.
What do you mean by that?
Like, for example, I'd say probably like a 2.6 GPA, and you would expect a person like me who has done like so many things in New Britain and held so many titles to have like a 4.0, a 3.8. So that's one of the messages that I like to get across, is that intelligence isn't all about GPA. And I hope that even though my GPA is low, I make it somewhere great. So
we're sure you will. That's why you're here today.
Thank you.
So recently, it was my privilege to number one, meet your parents and present you with one of my challenge coins, because you really did a phenomenal job of talking at Convocation. You're definitely the star of the show. So tell us about, what was that experience like? You were speaking to somewhere around 1,000 staff members.
Mm-hmm. So Convocation was very nerve-wracking, and I said it on stage, but the night before I was just being very frantic, and I was very nervous about being at Convocation, because all my teachers that I've had in the past, I've been in New Britain since I was born. They were all in that room, and I felt like I had this responsibility to make them proud, make New Britain proud, because that's, being a Hispanic male who wants to be an educator and comes from a low-income family. I feel like I have a lot of expectations to be great, and I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to surpass expectations. So, it was nerve-wracking, but I think it went really well. I don't know. I've gotten a lot of compliments from it.
You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
You were very poised, very composed, and I think the staff really enjoyed hearing you and your story.
Yeah.
You were a tough act to follow when people like me had to speak after you.
Well, no, actually, I think you did a pretty good job as well.
I appreciate that. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Talk to people.
I hope I do it for the living, too.
We know that you will. We know that you will. While we're on the topic, your parents work here in the district.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your parents a little bit.
So they started, my mom started first when I was in third grade, and she started working as a lunch aide at De Loreto Magnet School, the middle school that I went to. And then my father joined a year later, and they've, I give them a hard time, obviously, 'cause I'm their son, but really, they really raised me well. And I think even though I was embarrassed at times, them being present in my school environment definitely helped me. They were always there for me. And we always talk about in education classes, parental involvement and how big of a role that plays in the child's upbringing and their success.
Absolutely.
And they were very present in my childhood. So, and I think that's
at the school.
Yeah, literally, they were always present,
Yeah.
and they were always available for me to ask for help or for them to be present. And neither of them, they didn't go actually they went to high school, but they didn't graduate. So they weren't able to help me academically after the third grade, but that's okay because I had them there. And that's what mattered most. It isn't what they could give me. It's their presence that mattered to me.
Do you feel like they had high expectations for you?
Definitely, yeah. But they're not so strict,
right,
because they know that I have my struggles and then I'm always busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely expected me to have A's all the time, which I was able to accomplish during being at De Loreto.
Yep.
Yeah, them being there definitely helped me, and they've been my inspiration ever since, even though I've never told them that.
Well, no, you just did. So you talked about De Loreto, you've talked about your work here at the high school. What's going to happen after high school for you? What's next for Isaias?
So I've always said that I want to be a musician, a music teacher in the future, or a preschool teacher, hopefully teaching high school. I want to go to Central Connecticut State University and pursue a bachelor's degree there, hopefully further my education there as well.
Music education?
Music
Okay.
education.
Great.
So, but recently I'm taking a construction class right now, and I'm looking into going to a trade school probably later on in my life as well to pursue carpentry.
Okay.
Just as a little side job, So I'm looking towards music education and carpentry at the moment.
Two distinct fields, but definitely, there's work to be done in both of those.
Yeah.
For sure. That's great. Excellent. So, in your experience and your time so far, what's something that you would brag about New Britain? So, if a teenager moved in next door to you tomorrow, what's the one thing you would say, man, you definitely got to check this out? So, what's something about New Britain that makes you proud?
Honestly, even though it's probably very biased, I'd say Educators Rising. Like, you'd have to check out the club and what we do for the community, and just the trips that we go on. We talk with legislators, with superintendents. We talk with lots of educators about pressing issues in the field of education.
And you've traveled a little bit with it at Rising, haven't you?
Yeah,
I went to
DC freshman year. Sophomore year, we went to Orlando. Junior year, we went back to DC, and this year, I think we're going to Orlando again, and that's for nationals. But, we travel to Quinnipiac University as well. We travel locally and nationally, so it's great. It's a fun experience.
We've won some awards with Ed Rising, haven't we?
Yeah. I personally haven't won any first place awards nationally. I've been working towards that, hopefully, yeah. But I've just had a few titles. But yeah, some of our students have won first place in lesson planning and delivery, a competition for Educators Rising, and other competitions as well. Actually, last year we brought three middle schoolers with us on our trip to DC, and one of them won first place nationally. Yeah. So that's just something amazing. And I almost cried in that moment because he was like, I was mentoring him a little bit during that trip, and we were in the same competition. So I was proud to see him.
Yeah, amazing. What else would you want to tell people about New Britain schools or New Britain as a city?
Honestly, the diversity, for sure. I love how diverse New Britain is. You see so many different people. And I've been able to be comfortable with so many different religions, so many different ethnicities because of how diverse New Britain is. It's not predominantly white, like 99% of the school is Caucasian, no, or 99% of the school is Hispanic. We have a lot of diversity and a lot of different languages in this school. And I've been able to learn some Arabic, actually,
nice.
In my 4 years of high school, having Arabic friends.
Excellent.
So
excellent. Well, I appreciate you talking with us today.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you, and we wish you all the success in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for watching.